Ladies of the WNBA, y'all are messing up the bag like nobody's business. Now, I hope that you take this not as me trying to tell you what to do, but just an old man's advice who's done many businesses. Now, I'm going to talk about a couple of key points here of how y'all are messing up the bag and don't recognize what's going on right now. And in order for you to understand this, you have to take the emotion out of the game and recognize what is reality. Now, I saw this recent article where it's talking about how the WNBA, the U.S. women's team rather, lost $60 million in endorsements because of the snub of Caitlin Clark. Prior to that, I saw a young lady talking about how she's the WNBA player, was saying that it's the best women who are American basketball players. That's who goes to the Olympics. That's not true. When you look at the USA Dream Team, Bird and Magic was on those teams. At that time frame, they were not part of the best 12 to 15 players that America had to offer. Michael Jordan understood the bag, and he understood that Larry Bird and Magic Johnson carried a name that will inspire more people to watch the Dream Team. They were already going to get a lot of viewership. But to add those two of the more popular names at the time, even though they were beyond their prime, added more viewers, added more intrigue, added more money, globalizing the NBA even more so than it already was. Y'all messing up the bag. Your team with the top 10 were going to dominate the Olympics no matter what. If you would have added Caitlin and Angel Reese, and both would have been even more so, because here's two people who competed against each other for 2 years in college and developed a rivalry, and now they're playing on the same U.S. Olympic team. They set aside their differences to be USA. That would have drummed up even more endorsements and more eyes on you guys. I'm being real for a second. Because you're letting the media, and the media is causing this to happen with the people, but you're letting the media and the fans dictate the narrative of your league. Which, let me remind you, your league that has been losing $60 million a year, which has been subsidized by the NBA. When I had one store not producing and another store producing, I shut down the store that wasn't producing, because I wasn't going to take the profits from the one to keep the other. NBA is doing bad business right now by subsidizing your league, but you guys are not helping at all. And you're letting the media and fans dictate what happens, and you guys are playing along into the game. But let me explain something to you. The 10 of you who are the best, we're going to dominate anyway. These two young ladies, because I think that Caitlin and Angel should have been on your team, will bring in more intrigue. Previous years, you guys were playing in front of 2,000, 3,000, 4,000 people. Now when you play against Caitlin, you're playing in front of 20,000. Now when you're playing against Angel, you're playing in front of 10,000, 12,000. Both these ladies are bringing over their viewership from college. These are not WNBA fans. These were college Caitlin and Angel fans. Because if it wasn't for this matchup 2 years in a row, you would not have the TV you're getting. You would not have the endorsements that you're now getting. You're now getting Gatorade endorsements. You're now getting the commercials. You're getting more money. And as the TV goes up and as the viewership goes up, then you'll be in a position to say, we want a part of our jersey sales, and you'll get it. You'll then be able to raise that salary cap. We want more cash, and you'll get it. It may take 3-4 years for it to happen, but you'll get it. But all the anger and jealousy is emotional bullshit that's messing up the bag. And that's what y'all are not understanding. And you're playing into the hands of the racist narrative fans as well. It is not these ladies that's pushing the racist narrative. It is actually the fans who are pushing the racist narrative. Now, some of the commentators have done so by talking about pretty and white privilege. And here's the reality of it. This is Larry Bird. That's Magic Johnson. The NBA was suffering. Yeah, they had a bump with Kareem, but then when Larry Bird and Magic Johnson came into the league, it gave the NBA more viewership from people who had watched them in college and now watching them do battle in the pros. If anything, the WNBA need to make sure these two teams rise up to the championship level, because that's where the viewership is. Until they get their Shaq, and I'm going to talk about that in a minute, until they get their Michael Jordan, this is your bag now. This is bag level 1. Bag level 2 is coming. She's coming. And then bag number 3, she's coming. And I understand rookies have to go through rookie shit. But because of y'all allowing the media and the fans to drive the narrative, you're messing up the bag. Angel Reese, definitely a flagrant foul, but going through rookie shit. But was there racism involved? No. Nobody extreme racism at all. But when Caitlyn gets whacked on the head by Angel Reese, oh, they're targeting her head. They're going after her head. Y'all are letting people who never even played sports dictate your game. Because somebody who would only look at this shot will say that racism, racism, racism. Y'all are allowing that to dictate whether or not y'all allowing that to dictate racism in your game, when this was just balling. This was just because when you look at the first part of this, for somebody who actually knows how to play basketball, who has played basketball at a decent level, then what you will recognize is that Angel Reese was a step behind, still went for the ball, but because she's a step behind, completely missed the ball, and the natural swing of her arm for the ball creates what the media and the fans are trying to say is by only focusing in on that portion of the play. You got to look at the whole play. Now, let me break this down to you, WNBA players. I know a lot of you guys who laid the foundation, laid the groundwork, you want the attention. But you're getting more attention now simply because these two ladies have brought eyes on. But this lady right here, this is Audi Crooks. Audi Crooks is the only reason why I watch any women's basketball. You see, Caitlyn and Angel and their whole deal created this environment and all the hubbub. And I was like, oh, well, let me see what's going on, in the WNBA. And you got Caitlyn jacking them threes, and the 3-point shot is the entertaining shots, the money-making shot. It's that shooting from half court, deep threes. People are going to pay attention to that. And then Angel is just fundamentals. Tim Duncan, big fundamentals. But baby Shaquette, all this Shaquette Crooks is coming. She was a freshman. And I happened to catch the Big 12 game. And she came out there and I was loving her game. Back to the basket, lobs, high percentage shots, balls going in, not all them layups that you keep seeing on a regular WNBA game, pushing people around, playing that 80s, 90s kind of ball that I like. So Audi became my player. And she's a rookie. And then when I saw her play against Maryland, now that's not Maryland, and she dropped them those 40 points on them as a rook, me and Angelina, we became Audi Crooks fans. So now we're going to watch Iowa State all next season because we're fans of her. But because we're fans of her, we will now see other people playing and may become fans of someone else. And when Audi Shaquette Crooks comes into the WNBA, we're not WNBA fans. We're Audi fans, but we're watching her play in the WNBA, and we will then see other players. She's going to bring more money. She ain't the Michael Jordan, but she's the Shaquette. She's Shaq. Power. Dominance. That's what we're going to be watching. But y'all are missing the WNBA. Y'all should be embracing these young crop of young ladies because more fans are watching because of the rookies who have come into the league, not because of who was already there. If we was watching because of who was already there, we would have been watching. But we're watching these new ones who have provided excitement into your game. And there are a few other things I think will bring excitement. And then when that Jordan one, when that young girl right now who's probably 12, 13 years old, and she's been training how to jump and dunk, when she comes into the league, it's going to blow your money up. So yeah, take them through their rookie challenges, but stop all the emotional bullshit and watch out for the bag, because that's my player. The bag is right there. Keep watching and learn.